Alright, what's up and welcome back to the video. So, as you can see, we didn't get off to the best start, but anyways, today we are doing the Enduro World Time Trial at Heidelberg. So this was the second lap. I was a fool and I didn't record the first lap, which obviously was the best because we were fresh and we were racing each other a bit. But anyways, we thought we would scope out the track first and then record. So this is the second lap. It also went fairly well. I got lost a couple of times on the second lap, but yeah, and after like the last time I got lost, I decided to stop recording, and then I recorded the third lap as well. So where I stopped recording on the second lap, I'm gonna continue on the third lap. But first off, I have to say, you know, kudos to Enduro World for putting up another awesome event. You know, seeing as we couldn't do any racing, they took the initiative to put on this time trial to, you know, to make it easier for people to still kind of have some form of competition, but without any of the risk from a big event. And I absolutely love this trail, and I definitely want to go back. This little step down is pretty gnarly. Definitely want to go back and hit it again. I can't remember the last time I had this much fun doing hard enduro. Well, obviously apart from the last lap, because I was so tired, and for some reason my shoulders and my neck took a serious punishment. But I think, well, Zane and I, after the ride, we usually like go through what we did and kind of, you know, we try to be analytical about it. And the conclusion we came to is the reason our necks and our shoulders like get so badly fatigued is our riding position. So on the first lap it's still all good, you know, you're standing, you're in attack position with your knees slightly bent so your legs act as an extension of the suspension on the bike. But once we start getting tired, we start sitting down more, and you know, the bike hits you on the arse, and that, you know, that shock kind of resonates up through your spine into your neck, and I think it's that contributes to the, you know, fatigue levels. So in the next couple of rides before the next race, because I think Enduro World is putting on a race on the 30th, no, the 29th of August, if I'm not mistaken. But Zane and I are going to go back and we're going to practice the riding technique, you know, so we can kind of get used to standing as much as possible and staying in that attack position. Because the thing is, like on the first lap it's easy because you've got a lot of energy. Over here I caught up to Louis. So on the first lap it's obviously easy because you've got a lot of energy and you can still focus. But as soon as you start getting tired and you're not focusing, it's like it's not second nature. Like we have to train until it's second nature, so your body just does it automatically. But anyways, we'll work on that. A little bit dusty in here. Decided to skip that log because it's kind of off camber, and you know, it's all about picking the best line. And I felt on the second lap I didn't pick bad lines. I just wish I didn't get lost because it was a pretty awesome lap. Over there I could have gone straight. Okay, so much for not picking bad lines, and then I still out. Don't trust what I say, because I'm lying. But overall, all of the guys that rode, Zane, Fred, Louis, Kyle, Bruce, and myself. Kyle and Bruce only did one lap. They struggled a bit, but Zane, Fred, Louis, and myself, we are all very satisfied with the effort we put in. Obviously, there's always still room for improvement, but yeah, we all pretty much rode about, you know, just under or just over an hour a lap, and my average for the 3 laps was 1 hour and 9 minutes, and the trail is about 15 kilometers, and my average speed was about 14 kilometers an hour throughout the 3 laps. So you can definitely go a bit quicker. I think the top guy in our class, which is Silver A, he did a 45-minute lap, and yeah, his average speed was about 10 kilometers an hour quicker, so 24 kilometers an hour. And that's to me personally, it's a pretty tall order on these trails. I suppose it can be done, you know, if we focus on the technique a bit more, but we'll get there. I mean, we're improving every ride, every race. We ride and we purposefully try to, you know, practice technique, so always moving forward. Little stall out there again. But yeah, obviously as I start getting tired a little bit further on, I get a bit more frustrated, and the bad language starts coming out. So be advised, there is going to be some strong language in this video. Some of the really nasty stuff I decided to edit out, but like the basic stuff, like the F word, I just left in, because I mean, I want to convey the emotion that I felt properly. And yeah, if you guys are watching and you're enjoying it so far, please consider hitting that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and share it to your mates on social media if you want to. It would be a great help to the channel, helping the channel grow. And yeah, I am thankful for you guys that watch the videos, and I want to thank you guys for your patience, because this is a fairly long one. I think this video is about 45 minutes in total, so yeah. But so far, a decent pace, and it's fairly exciting. Or at least I hope it's fairly exciting for you guys. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them down below as well. I would like to hear from you guys. Oh, but yeah, I caught up to Zane. Kind of trailed behind him for a while until he got stuck. So it was pretty fun, you know, even though it's not an official competition, we still kind of try to push each other, and, you know, like over here I overtake Zane, and then he's gonna try and push to overtake me again. But at the end of the day, it's not really about, or enduro racing in general, it's not really about how many people you overtake, because at the end of the day it's you against the clock. And these downhill sections were pretty punishing, but yeah, like I said, I'm pretty proud of myself how I handled the bike here. I just decided, like, okay, on some sections I still went a little bit slow, and I was like overcautious on some of the downhills, but this stuff, obviously on the GoPro it looks flat, but yeah, that was a downhill. Obviously watching this back and reviewing the footage, I could have pushed the pace a bit more, definitely. But obviously, you know, we're not, if it was an actual race, it would have been different. This is it still gets you kind of in that zone, because we said that we were obviously competing to see who can put in the best lap time. So there is that element of competition, but it's not like race day where it's like you switched on and you're in that zone. So you kind of ride and you know you want to put in a good lap time, but you also know it's like, okay, you're not gonna unnecessarily push to, you know, risk injury for a race that's not even a race. Oh, this step up sucked. Like you have to fully commit, and the rock is kind of slanted down to the left, so if you don't hit the thing with enough momentum, you just slide to the left and you get stuck there in between the tree. There's another downhill into a little creek section. On the third lap I tipped over there. Another rider put too much pressure on me, couldn't handle it, and then I tipped over. You can see my feet pedaling, so even here already on the second lap, I'm not standing nearly as much as what I should be. And like this stuff, you know, as you're bouncing around on those rocks, it just smashes your spine. So standing up is definitely the secret to not getting fatigued. And cardio wise, our fitness is definitely good enough. Like, even though you'll hear me panting on the video, like after a short section of just open riding, the breathing goes back to normal, heart rate recovers. So cardio wise it's good, and I think I have the leg strength to stand for like 2 or 3 laps. It's just mental conditioning. Riverbed. So I also want to hear from you guys, how many of you did the time trial, or at least attempted the time trial, and how did you find the track? Was it challenging? Was it easy? Let me know in the comments. Here's the first real hill climb, the start of the first real hill climb. Came in a bit too slow and lost some momentum. Oh man, I wish I filmed the first lap, because I was flying up this section here, even though I'm not going too slow here. But man, that first lap, I think all of us were killing it. Probably got the worst arm pump I've ever had. 6 step up there. Whoop. I'm gonna smash it up the side of the mountain here. Violent. And then we go into another step up over here.
Go.
Quickly took a breather there.
Not glamorous, but I made it up.
From the training that we've been doing the past couple of weeks, or the riding, I see every ride as a training ride, because you always learn something new. I definitely feel like I've gotten a bit quicker over the loose rocks, and over here is a section where I wasted a lot of time. So instead of going right, I turned left, and I probably like got lost and, you know, messed around there for like 2 or 3 minutes, and Zane passed me again. Eventually I realized, okay, this is the direction I need to go, so now I was trying to play catch up again, but I don't think I ever caught up to them again. So if you guys follow me on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, I posted the lap times over there, well, just like 2 fastest laps, and I think Zane also posted on his social media. That would be the Bronx. So if you guys are curious as to what lap times we ran, you can go over there to check it out. Into the next little uphill section. These flat sections are pretty fun. Just lug the bike up there. You can see my reflection. I'm standing up, but standing up a bit too straight. You need to bend the legs a little bit more so they act as part of the suspension. So another thing that we decided we are going to start doing, kind of to create an element of competition between the guys on our local WhatsApp group. We're gonna take one track each month, and then we're kind of gonna do our own time trials. So anybody on the group, let's say for instance we're gonna go to Wild West, and then everyone will track their time on the red loop, and then we'll submit it, or you know, just post it on social media, and we'll keep track of the results as we go throughout the year. And then at the end of the riding season we'll do like a stupid little prize giving with like a silly trophy or something. And then yeah, it's just to kind of you know, help to get the guys in the zone, to kind of motivate them to push a little bit harder. This is also a pretty fun downhill. and then you shoot through a little bit up and out. I have to say the loop was decently marked. Over the time, some of the markings got knocked down, so yeah, I think all of us got lost at least once or twice throughout, you know, the 3 laps that we did. Another step up here, zip. This is also a pretty fun little climb. I'm definitely getting better at keeping my momentum going, but once again, I need to stand more. Took a quick little breather there and continued on. It's crazy what a difference it makes, just, you know, stopping for a minute, taking a sip of water and just kind of letting the blood run out of your forearms, and, you know, actually being able to hold on to the motorcycle again. And this is all downhill.
I got lost on the first lap as well, and my lap time was about 1 hour and 4 minutes. That's including like parking in the pits, taking the phone out, stopping the tracker, you know, starting the tracker, getting on the bike, waiting for the other guys, and so on. So, not too bad.
Very interesting terrain at Heidelberg. It's kind of similar to Volverkloof. I think it's just more elevation change.
I need you to run for me, baby.
Here it starts getting a little bit steeper.
And the pace on this lap.
And that's another thing, gaining confidence to ride down these gnarly downhills instead.
Definitely quicker.
Zane actually rode down the gnarliest one, and yeah, I just kind of slid down with my bike while trying to hold it upright. I think even in reverse, this loop will be a freaking blast. And yeah, over here I realized that my gear lever got bent.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
First I thought there was a rock stuck in it, but yeah, that caused some issues for me. Over here finally I caught up to Kyle.
What's happening? Oh. Oh, not much.
So they were still busy on their first lap, and I was actually quite surprised that we lapped them. I thought they were going to be a little bit quicker, but yeah, in the Enduro game it takes some time, and up until recently I still struggled with a lot of this stuff, so this is also a very, very steep downhill section. So some of the obstacles can be quite intimidating, but eventually you just kind of get to the point where you switch your brain off and you just go. And here's Bruce over here, had a little bit of a tip over. Now those guys had a hard time. They did attempt another lap, well, not a full lap, they just did like some of the sections, but obviously focused training helps a lot. And here's the downhill section that I was talking about. It's pretty steep. It's not like the steepest ever. It's just kind of sketchy with the dirt on those rocks. It's pretty slick, but in hindsight I could have actually ridden down this. Would have saved a bit of time. It's not like I went down super slowly, so yeah, not too bad. Still no e-start, and my fan also stopped working, but luckily I never boiled the bike. I barely never boil the bike, so I don't know if I have like amazing clutch control or my bike just cools itself down efficiently. I hope it's just a wire that's frayed, but the fan did start to struggle to spin recently, so I suppose getting a replacement fan would not be too crazy. Over here I started struggling with that shifter again, so I decided that in the next kind of open section I would have to stop and address the issue, because I knew I was not going to be able to complete a lap like that. Oh, I took a little bit of a spill over there.
Address this issue.
Oh, and my kickstand broke as well.
Feel my lap time slipping away. You bitch.
Always ride with tools, always. So I managed to get it bent out again and continued on, but you know, all these delays definitely kind of threw me mentally, and from here I started to struggle a little bit more. still trying to maintain a decent pace throughout here, and definitely got through this section a little bit quicker on the second lap. On the first lap I tried to go straight up. On the third lap I went straight up again, but I hit it with a bit more commitment and that went a lot better. Over here I should have turned right a little bit sooner, then I wouldn't have gotten stuck in between those two rocks over there. But not too bad. Can't say that I wasted that much energy here. Over here I decided to take an uncut line instead of just following the trail, and just kind of messed myself around a bit, and like
Pick up the pace.
yeah, the swearing starts.
What the fuck, man? What the actual fuck?
Get stuck on something that's like in the height of 2 bricks. Sad, so sad. It's actually kind of funny to see how you start deteriorating. So over there I carried on straight on the second lap and I did a whole hill climb that I shouldn't have done. So this this is the third lap now, continuing from where we left off on the second lap, and we traverse down the side of the mountain before we go back up it again. And this is also a pretty fun hill climb. Man, it looks so flat on the GoPro. Not enough commitment over here, and I didn't get up. Definitely struggled a lot more than what I should have. But yeah, for the most of the third lap, my hands are numb, my shoulders were paining, my neck was paining. I started getting a pretty heavy headache from all the pain, I suppose, or dehydration, who knows. Well, I was pretty well hydrated, so I doubt if it was dehydration. But fatigue has definitely set in at this point. It's definitely much steeper than what it seems on the camera, but it's a fun little zigzag section. At least the turning points are not that hectic. You can kind of ride up and turn while you're riding. You don't really need to have crazy pivot skills to get up there. stuck for no reason. And then my hands started cramping up as well. Some more swearing probably. Can't even kickstart the bike properly anymore. Just lug it up. And yeah, I couldn't get the bike to turn. Obviously, knowing deep down that my body position is incorrectly and the rear wheel is just going to continue to slide out. But kind of screamed at the mountain there and the bike for not doing what I wanted it to do. Man, I was so freaking toast at this point. I took another break. From here on I probably stopped. I don't know what the distance was, but I was like ride a section, stop, rest, ride another section, stop and rest, just because I couldn't hold on to the bike anymore. And I don't know if there's an exit route at this point, but I knew there was only one way to get out, and that's to complete the loop. So just kind of struggled through it, rode the orange struggle bus all the way. Another awkward little turn down, didn't go too bad. You know, for how fatigued I felt at the time, watching the footage back, I'm still going more or less at the same pace, a bit slower, just making more mistakes. So I'm pretty happy with that. But if this was a real race, it would have been an issue, because we would have only completed 3 laps, and in our class you have to complete 4 laps. So we need to work on those skills, because we can't afford to get incompletes on the races. You know, obviously there's a lot of guys that ride slower than us, and a lot more people that don't complete these races. So I think the previous race I crashed out, and I also just completed 3 of the 4 laps, and I still managed to get 14th position, if I remember correctly. So but I mean, if I didn't crash out and I completed the 4th lap in that race, I would have been like 10th or 9th position. So, you know, completing the race definitely helps. So the focus is to go full race distance, obviously. And in a lot of the section, it's kind of deceiving. You can see the pit area from the mountains, and then you think like, okay, sweet, I'm getting close to the pits and it's almost over, and then you realize you have to go up another mountain. So in this section over here, I caught up to some other riders, and that kind of sparked a second breath, because thought, oh, okay, cool, I have some people to try and overtake, some people to follow. Started getting kind of lonely on there. see that guy moved out of the way for me. And these guys were riding with 2 little kids on 65s, and I have to say it's pretty awesome to see the little kids hitting the trails and actually doing pretty well and killing it. Now as soon as I realized that it's 2 youngsters in front of me, I kind of backed off. I didn't want to put too much pressure on them, because I mean, give them the opportunity to learn, take their time. Probably could have taken a shortcut over there, but doesn't matter. This little guy went wide, so cut through the inside. I kind of stayed behind this other little kid for this section, and I mean, look at him go. He's going up there, no issues at all. See, he's doing what I'm supposed to do. Well, every now and then he slips around, but for the most part he's standing up. So this is the last section over here, and I can't remember if it's my battery that died or my memory card that got filled up. So I have 2 memory cards, and one's 32 gig, that's obviously not enough, and the other one, I don't know if it got damaged, but it's not functioning properly. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to hit subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out and keep ripping.